What's up everyone? Starr here. Today I'm going to be talking about the biggest sales mistake that I see owners and closers, sales reps, everyone alike absolutely make when it comes to getting sales with a new offer, a new opportunity, launching something new, pursuing something. And this is going to be based off of a really good book by Seth Godin called The Dip. Okay, and in this book it talks about the struggle of a dip that people go through before they go and have success, right? And every industry is different, right? Depending on how long the dip is actually going to be. But this book is not only an amazing read, but it is 100% spot on. And I have tested this with multiple teams and multiple different industries. And I want to kind of go over how long the dip process actually is for a new sales cycle, right? This sales cycle is testing a brand new offer completely from scratch, whether it's yourself as a business owner, or if you're watching this and you're a sales rep or closer looking for an opportunity, so you know how long-term you have to look out before you can start to expect results. And I'm gonna talk about the challenges that I see a lot of people go through and a huge mistake that they make, which we'll get into right now in this video. So in the book, it talks about how the process that people go through in a dip before they go to have success. Here's the round-around challenge that a lot of people go into, okay? And it's whether it's testing a new offer or finding a new closing opportunity or training sales reps, right? Maybe the owner who's getting sales reps in for your opportunity. What I have found is typically the dip for a sales cycle, on average, what I've seen has always lasted me about 90 days. So 1 quarter. So 1 quarter has been the dip of expectation for a new sales cycle. So what this means is that if you start an opportunity or you launch a new offer, right, a lot of people will fall into something called shiny object syndrome, right? You get the shiny objects. And what people will do with shiny object syndrome is they'll try something out and they will start the process of a dip here. This is what everyone does. This is what closers do when it comes to opportunities. They bounce from opportunity to opportunity. They never stick through the dip. So what he talks about in the book, which is so ironic, this is so true, is in order to get to the part of success, right? If you're a closer or a sales rep, your success is obviously closing deals, getting revenue, making commissions, right? If you're an owner and you're trying to train a sales rep that you want to come in onto your team and actually go for the offer and get them on speed, I have found that 90 days is also the amount of time taking somebody from zero experience. So if you're trying to hire people for an opportunity of a new offer and get them trained up to get results, typically it still takes 90 days to take someone with zero sales skill and get them up to par in a new offer. Same thing if you don't have sales skills and you're an owner for a new offer, you must go through the dip. And this is what most people do, is when they start the dip, they will come through and they'll go through this long period of zero results, right? Nothing's happening. And through this period, most people will go through and they will quit. So I've seen closers do this. I've seen owners with new offers do this. I've seen people literally suffer shiny object syndrome, bouncing from industry to industry. They'll be like, oh my gosh, I want to try doing e-commerce. Oh my gosh, I want to do a coaching business, or I want to test this offer and that offer. And the moment they get data and it doesn't work out, they stop. So here's the challenge. This is what he talks about in the book, and this is the reality of the situation for people that are in sales, period. Every single time you bounce from opportunity to opportunity, you are starting your dip completely over. You start over every single time. So if you're a sales rep and you're going from one opportunity to the next, and you're just like, oh, you know what? I don't understand this offer or see this closing opportunity and I want to work with this company. If you can't even go at it with a 90-day commitment, then what he talks about in the book, based on by the dip's time, is you should never start in the first place. So when you see a lot of business owners or a lot of sales reps and closers who have gone years without getting results, right? You hear that all the time. Oh man, I've just been struggling. I'm not making income. I'm not making money. The reason why they're not is because they never actually committed all in without getting shiny object syndrome, and they'll try to do multiple opportunities at once. Even for myself, when I've been on sales teams, when I launch new offers for clients and going completely from scratch, I know on average, because I've done the dip so many times, that within a quarter, I will start to actually get results. You start getting that domino effect of closing a deal, refining the process, right? And even working with owners, it's so funny. so much time will come by when they hit month 1, right? We'll say 1 month and then 2 months at this period of the dip. When I talk to owners and sales reps, it's so funny when they're learning the process, is they'll see all the upfront work over here, but there's no results right yet. You haven't hit success. And so what they'll do is they'll be like, oh, well, this isn't working out. It's just, I'm not making any money. This isn't for me. It's because you literally started the process of going through the dip, and then you go and you quit. So what most sales reps will do is they'll start the process, they'll vet an opportunity, they'll see like what the commissions are, yada, yada, and they'll go and learn, they'll start their dip, and then be like, oh, you know what, no. 2 weeks is in, 1 month is in, they're like, this isn't for me. And then they'll go out and they'll look for another sales opportunity. Here's the crazy part. When you start another sales opportunity and you're getting acquainted with a different company and a new offer and a different process, guess what they are actually doing? They go here, they quit, and they start the dip completely over from scratch again, right? And when I'm talking to multiple 7- and 8-figure business owners and entrepreneurs who are absolutely crushing it, they understand that every time they launch a new offer, they're collecting data. They're going through the dip of a new offer each and every single time and understanding that they need the 90 days worth of data, which is so funny. So me being in sales over the years, seeing 90 days, I always like to think of Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank, right? I always watch episodes of him, and he always says on Shark Tank, hey, listen, it's been 3 months. If you haven't gotten results from your offer and you don't have anything success now being 3 months in, you should take it out back and you should shoot it. It's not gonna work. Ironically, from my sales experience, he's not wrong, right? So you should know when to start and when to quit. So if you're going to go and test a new offer or do a different industry, or you're an entrepreneur trying to get into business and you're gonna go through a process, whether that process is whatever vehicle you choose from, right? I'm gonna call this vehicle. Whatever the vehicle you choose from, right? Facebook ads, YouTube, outbound, cold calling, prospecting in DMs, whatever it is, you have to know that whatever vehicle you choose, before getting shiny object syndrome, right? You have to focus 100% of your time and attention to whatever that vehicle is for that offer, whatever it is, to master and refine over a 90-day period. If you can stick it through and actually obsess and put in the work, even without seeing results, seeing nothing, right? Not having those wins, going through that discouragement, just know the discouragement period here, or whenever you're going through the dip, is not that bad. It's literally only like 90 days, okay? When I was on different teams, even with my level of skills, typically it would be shorter than 90 days but I would still have a dip. So even with somebody like myself who has tons of sales experience, I know if I were to go and get hired from a different client to whether go there to close deals or to put a process in place, I already know in my mind, even at my skill level, that I still have to go through a dip. Reason being is because you're getting acquainted to new offers, you're getting acquainted to new testimonials, to new rejections, to new resistance of an industry. Sometimes you're getting acquainted to softwares, right? I've seen a lot of closing professionals and people who have been in business a long time. You have to understand that if you're in a new role or opportunity and you're bouncing from software to software, it takes time to build the habits mentally to adapt to that software. So even though you may have the skill of sales as a closer and you go get a different opportunity, you have to go through like, oh man, I gotta get acquainted with the software. And you kind of feel that stress, right? Maybe you're talking to a prospect over the phone, you're trying to get them enrolled, and then something happens with the software and you're like, oh gosh, why isn't this working, right? You kind of have that stimulus of stress. It takes typically, on average, up to this amount of time, sometimes shorter if you have skill level, to get through the stress of where it's second nature of even dealing with something like software. So if you are currently in an opportunity, or you have your own business and you have an offer and you're testing an avenue, the worst thing you can do, which talks about in the book, is quit. Do not get started with a closing opportunity, with a sales opportunity, or if you have your own business, doing an avenue of a new method to get clients, or testing a new offer. Don't even start if you're not willing to give it at least a full 90 days of focus and 100% commitment. Because if you do, and then you start here with that vehicle, and then all of a sudden you see an ad, or you meet somebody new, or there's another opportunity that comes up, And I love when I see this from people all the time. They want to test multiple offers at the same time, right? Oh, let's do this offer and this offer instead of just refining one. Or closers who want to like try different opportunities to see what will work out. They'll take on 3 to 4 clients and be like, yeah, just give me leads and I'll try to close and I'll get sales and I'll just go with the best one. What happens is they're doing multiple dips at the same time. There's no focus, so they fail at every single one of them with zero focus. You're going to fail. None of the offers are going to go and convert because you're not focusing on one thing and giving it the commitment. So the worst thing you can do is start your dip process. And I see this from closers and sales reps all the time. And this is why I tell people ahead of time when it comes to getting partnered with opportunities, unless you are going to go at it with a 90-day, 1-quarter focus and commitment, if you cannot do that and delegate that and really put in your head, I expect nothing. I expect zero. Zero. If you can expect zero for 90 days and make that the focus to go start the process, just like Seth Godin talks about, and get through your dip, right? If you can go 90 days, you're going to win. You will be able to achieve success. But if the answer is no, if you cannot have a 90-day commitment, you're like, I want to see what happens in 7 days or 2 weeks. It's not realistic. You're going to go here, you're going to get 2 weeks in, and then you're going to say, it's not for me. You were never going to get this time back. So one of the things he talks about in the book, right, is knowing when to quit, right? Understanding whatever industry you're in, knowing when to quit. And I'm telling you from experience, when it comes to a sales cycle, when it comes to testing new offers, finding closing positions, or even hiring reps. Like if you had to hire people who are in sales and they're literally starting from no skill level and they're trying to learn and adapt your process, you must as an owner be willing to commit and work with them long term and have expectations of success 90 days from now so they can go through the process of the dip. If you let them off the hook and you let them go, you not only wasted your time as an owner, but you also wasted their time as a closer or an appointment setter or a sales rep, right? If you are the sales rep, you'd want to respect your time. So if you can't even get an opportunity and commit to 1 quarter, then don't take the opportunity at all, right? If the answer is no to 90 days, then the answer should be absolutely no of even getting started, because every time you get bounced from opportunity to opportunity, or if you're an owner, every time you bounce from offer to offer and vehicle and shiny object syndrome, you are literally starting this process over and over again, right? And the best thing you can do is just focus on one avenue, right? I'll tell you the story real quick. One of my clients' biggest case study success stories. When we first started, she was already at the 7-figure mark, right? Completely from warm referrals. And when I was putting an entire process starting from zero, right? She had no process in place to be able to go and get appointments at will. Everything was referrals for her company. And so we did things like cold outreach, SMS, DMs, right? I actually covered the process of this on the channel as well in the previous videos. So you guys can actually go and see what the cold outreach process is. I cover everything step by step. Ironically enough, because I've been through this, she was frustrated because when we went through this process of doing everything, there was no results yet. We were literally only like 1 month in on the first month. And when all this upfront work we were doing, I know from experience, and I understand the dip. I've built processes from scratch and I've gone through the crap over and over again, and I know what the expectations are. And finally, when we were in through this process, we finally closed one deal. One deal, right? Going from zero to nothing, it was about a month in. I want to say about 1 to 1.5 months in. I'd say about halfway through the dip. We get to the halfway marker. We finally close the deal, which is very high ticket, just so you know. We're talking extremely large packages, doing completely cold outreach. And so whenever it finally happened, she was still like a little discouraged. She's like, man, it just took so much time. And I was like, yes, because right now we're in the dip. And I asked her, did you ever read the book by Seth Godin talking about the dip? She's like, no, I haven't. Like, we're literally in the dip right now. And I always get super excited when it comes to testing a new offer, because once we get that one deal, I can literally look at the numbers, know the KPIs, see the entire process and know these are KPIs currently. Now I know where to focus the next 2 months, right? The rest of the 90 days, I know exactly where to focus on refinement of making the process better so that we can do it again. And I tell everybody, once the one deal comes in, right? If you're a closer, a setter, or if you're an owner, when you finally close that first deal, you should be absolutely excited, because now you know your numbers, you know your data, and you know you can do it again. And it's just about the refinement of getting that skill down, still having the 90-day commitment. And then sure enough, we not only got one deal and knew the numbers, we ended up getting 3 to 4 more over the 90-day period and did almost $250,000 in a quarter, right? Starting from zero to doing 250K in revenue, completely cold outreach in 90 days in 1 quarter. Going through the process of the dip, and this is how much time it took of refinement, right? And when I talk to people and I tell them the story, and I give advice to people and I follow up with them, is they'll always try something out. They'll do something for 1 to 2 days, and then they're just like, oh, it didn't work out, I didn't get results, and they just quit. They just go on to something else. They go back to videos and find a different vehicle. So round and round we go, over and over again, starting this process and never getting through the dip to actually achieve success, right? And I'm telling you from personal experience, if it comes to getting somebody who is literally brand new, 0 experience, into getting success in your business, if you're hiring somebody, you should have a long-term commitment of at least 90 days. If you can give them 90 days and work with them, if they are not producing results or for 90 days, there's a problem. That tells me that you didn't actually go through the dip yourself and refine a process. So if you're an owner watching this video, before you ever go to hiring people and getting appointment setters, so unless they have the skill level like where I am, where they've been through dips and they know how to build process. I've been through so many of them that it's second nature. I know how to refine. I know exactly what to expect. Okay, but if you're going to hire people who have not been through this and done it themselves, and you have not gone through it yourself to refine a process, you absolutely should not be hiring people. You should hire no one. You must go through it yourself and refine that process to walk them through so they can go and experience a dip through refinement, because it takes a lot of skill to go through this process. It's not a sales rep and a closer's job to go and build your business for you. If you're an owner, it's your job to build your own business. So you should experience your own dip, get proof of concept for a new offer, and have success after 90 days, and then go through the process. So once I went through this and I had this, I refined it, guess what we did next? We went on and I said, cool, I know the process, I know my numbers, we had proof of concept, we did $250,000 in 90 days. Now we can go and duplicate this. We can go and hire people, and based off the numbers, I got to teach them the process and get them up. And every single time we hired a person, we started out with people with no experience. They went through their own process of learning the flow of everything, and typically around the 90-day marker, after 90 days in, they were consistently booking appointments and consistently closing deals, right? Stacking deals over and over again throughout the years, and it all starts with this. So I always tell people, when it comes to hiring, for myself or any of our clients, whether it's an appointment setting role or a closing role or anything, if during the interview they are not willing to go 90 days and they just say the words, oh, I just want to try it out, I want to see, I want to give it about 14 weeks, automatically I do not even give them the time of day and opportunity, because they are not willing to go through the dip. I am not going to waste my time or my client's time or their time going through 1 month or 2 weeks and then having them just go and start all over again. It's literally wasted time, energy, and effort. So that is what the dip is all about. This is the dip timeline for sales, new offers, closers, etc. That you should have the expectations. And if you can do that, you're going to win every time. I hope you guys found this valuable, and I hope you take it to heart, especially if you're hiring people. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this one, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.